She became an international phenomenon before the over-the-top costumes, the controversial performances. Lady Gaga was the girl next door with a Catholic school upbringing. Born Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata, she was raised in one of New York's wealthiest neighborhoods. Paris Hilton was her classmate. She studied classical piano from the time she was 4 years old. By the time she was in high school, she was writing songs and performing in the high school chorus. But she says she longed to break away from her strict Catholic upbringing. She found that freedom and her voice on stage in local nightclubs. Just a few years later, she said goodbye to Stephanie for good and hello to Lady Gaga. So what do you like to be called?
Gaga.
Gaga.
Yeah.
So I don't have to say Lady Gaga.
No, I don't like that, actually. I don't know why, but it feels so weird when people call me Lady.
Lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
So formal.
So Gaga.
Yeah.
Can you believe your life right now?
No.
No.
I really feel so blessed, and every day I can't believe the amazing fans I have. I'm so lucky.
Yeah. Do you wake up and feel like, obviously, when you were creating this in your own mind, that's fascinating that you and James Cameron, you know, two visual artists, are on in your own separate fields. But when you were creating this, you were doing it in a way that you wanted to express a part of you that needed to be expressed, obviously.
I've always been a really creative person and a very visual person, and something that some people don't always know about me is that I put a lot of thought behind all my performances. It's actually funny you bring up James Cameron, because I've been talking about how I wanted to paint myself blue for a performance for the longest time, and everyone's like, no, you can't paint yourself blue, and I've been preparing to do it, and then Avatar came out.
And Avatar.
I told you!
Yes.
I know.
Great minds think alike. So where does Gaga come from?
The Queen song Radio Gaga. It was just a nickname that my friends had for me in New York, and my producer, and it just kind of stuck with me. It was nice having a space for myself where I could feel safe and not feel like such a freak all the time.
Let's look at some of your headline-making, outrageous outfits that you designed. Tell us about this one.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's Alexander McQueen, and I added the hat to it. It's an archive. It's the oldest archive in the McQueen collection, and it was meant to be a continuation of the VMA performance. So after I, the princess, had been murdered by the paparazzi, the red lace was meant to symbolize sort of my eternal martyrdom.
And this?
Well, that's, you know, well, that's Jean de Castelvaljac outfit, and I don't like to wear fur. So it was my way of making a comment about fur, because it looks like a bunch of dead Muppets.
Like a bunch of dead Muppets.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's the Queen. Well, I kind of wanted to do an homage to the Queen.
Yes.
So that was my Queen Elizabeth I outfit, but it's made out of latex, so it's still Gaga.
Still Gaga. So do you spend a lot of time thinking about it, or does it just come? The outfits, the creative expression? The
inspiration comes naturally, but I put a lot of time and effort into everything I do, and to the point that I do nothing else. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I work creatively all day on all future things that I'm doing.
So what's a day like? You're thinking about?
I wake up in the morning and I get on my computer and I have files, lists of references, and I have reference boards with all of my materials on them. And I basically call the House of Gaga all day and argue with them about what I want to do while they tell me, you can't do that. And I say, yes, I can bleed to death on domestic television if I want to. So, you know, for me, it's all about, you know, being provocative is not just about getting people's attention. It's about really saying something that affects people in a real way, in a positive way.
Right.
So all the things that I do in terms of the fame and in terms of the fame monster, it's meant to sort of make it a bit easier to swallow this kind of horrific media world that we live in.